Hey, what's going on, guys? So when I did my video showing that ZIPLIGHT in the package, I had a lot of interest in it, and some people said just keep it as a collectible, which I was planning on doing mostly anyway, and other people said no, rip it open, show us how it works, all that kind of stuff. So after reading those comments, I decided to hop back on eBay and buy another one. Although this time I didn't want to get one in a package that I'd have to ruin and take out. I ended up buying an older 90s model Zippo that came with the ZIPLIGHT inside of it. Not only because the Zippo case itself is collectible, but also to break one down and show it a little bit more in detail, as well as try to fix it. So the one I got, I believe, is a 1996 model. Unfortunately, a lot of the older models from the 90s, they would do the stamping on the bottom, and then they would coat it. All right, so when you have a lot of these older Zippos like this, let me get this to focus properly, there we go. A lot of times the markings are very hard to read because that's exactly what happened. They would do the coating over the stamping. But this one is, I believe, 1996, all right? It's just hard to see that marking on there. But yeah, I thought this one was really, really cool. This has the Energizer Bunny on the front. Most people probably know who the Energizer Bunny is. However, younger generations may not have any idea. But it was the mascot for Energizer batteries, and they keep going and going and going, right? So cool little concept here. Maybe a little ironic considering the flashlight inside of this did not keep going, but who knows if these are originally Energizer batteries anyway, because they're not marked. But anyway, I like the design here. I thought it was pretty cool. Definitely a little throwback and a cool addition to the collection. So the Energizer Bunny has some cool glasses on, and he has a big old flashlight head. All right, obviously very fitting for a Zippo with a flashlight inside of it, right? So anyway, that's the case, which I could throw a regular, insert in if I want to, but that's not the point. The point was to get the ZIPLIGHT. Now I already popped this back off, all right, to show you what it looks like. Now to get these off, it's not that hard. I mean, this is just, if you look here, you can see there's a set of pins, all right, and obviously holes on the other side that correspond, okay? So it's basically press fit together. When you get to the side, wherever any crack is, you take a very, very thin blade and start it just a little bit, and then you can get a very small flathead screwdriver there and just kind of pry it open. But you have to be careful because once you take this off, all these pieces exposed can fall out, all right? So let me zoom in here so we can get a better look at this. So first off, how this actually works, you can see the button, all right, when the lighter lid is open, there's no pressure put on this button, right? So the circuit, you can see the copper pieces in here, is complete. This copper piece here, as well as the exposed bottom, is making contact with the metal on the inside of the case here, right? So when the lid is open, it's on. As you close the lid, it comes down and it pushes this over. Now, if you look right there, that's where the connection is broken. As my finger comes down, which is representing the lid, and it hits this button, it pushes the bar open. All right, and when it pushes it open, it breaks the circuit, therefore shutting the light off, okay, to obviously conserve the battery when not in use. All right, now I'm pushing on the top here on accident, all right, which is another part I want to talk about. This is the reflector as well as the bulb. Now, what's nice is that this comes out very easily, which means you can modify these. All right, so this is an actual bulb. I'm not sure if the bulb is still good or not. I'd have to get new batteries to test that. It's very hard to see. Actually, I brought a jeweler's loop here. So let's check this together. Okay, so the filament itself looks like it's connected to me. So it looks like the bulb itself will probably work. It just needs new batteries here. But because of this very, very simple setup here, you can probably replace this with a very cheap 5mm LED, okay, as well as perhaps upgraded LEDs that fit. All right, so again, very simple concept. Those two little prongs go in there to complete the circuit. All right, you can see how they have the, there's no cam spring obviously in this, so you can see how this works with just the spring. But be careful, this will also lift out. Basically, as you close the lid, it pushes that spring down and then wants to stay in position. Okay, this is what keeps it closed like a regular Zippo, and when you open it, this is what keeps it in the open position. Same deal. So, yeah, that's that. Now, as far as the batteries are concerned, oh, actually, before we get to the batteries, let's look at this reflector here. Now, you can see the reflector has some threading on here. So once this is inside the body, you can twist it a little bit and that will basically raise it or lower it just ever so slightly to change that beam. That's when they say there's a quote-unquote adjustable beam. So let me pop these batteries out, because that's what the big concern here is. If you look on top left, you can see the copper is corroded. All right, so these are probably, I mean, this actual model I think is from 1996. All right, so it's about 24 years old. That's quite old. All right, so I doubt the batteries actually work. You can see it's an interesting design here. I'm fairly certain these are 4A batteries. All right, they're only marked with the number 3 on the bottom. They're obviously not branded. Here's a comparison to a AAA and a AA. So if you didn't know, AA, AAA, AAAA. Yes, there are 4A batteries. I actually still have my video up originally where I showed using a much smaller, I think it was an A123 battery or something, and then a resistor, but I don't think that's completely necessary. I think if I just get 4A batteries, they might just be a direct replacement, which would be very easy and a simple fix. So when I have the availability, I'm going to order some 4A batteries, obviously 2 of them. I'm going to clean up the contacts here a little bit just to make sure there is a complete circuit, and we're going to see if that fixes the light. So that'll be a future video. But I didn't want to break this down just to kind of show you what's going on here. All right, so I'm actually going to pop the other one out here just because I don't need it anymore. And be careful putting this back together. You got to get that little bulb and the reflector. All right, again, that whole piece pushes down into the frame right here. I'll have to get a separate tool, make sure that those little prongs right there are all the way in. So that fits in just like that. And like I said, in the future, I'm going to go ahead and pop some new 4A batteries in here, squeeze it back together, and see if that works. All right, you can see the ZIPLIGHT case. On the back here it says for operations information, there's a phone number. I doubt that phone number works. And on the other side, if I carefully hold this, you can see that these are marked, okay, BX2. And that would be the same markings from the case, which are not very legible at all. All right, and then of course Zippo's original patent and address. So really, really cool, really interesting. That is the ZIPLIGHT. Hopefully the 4A batteries will be a simple fix to this, but we'll find out in the future. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.